All right, welcome back, boils and ghouls. I know I kind of dig deep for names. I talk about some people and some stuff that I think you guys might not be like super intimately familiar by me just name dropping. So I'm trying to give some context, just a little bit, and then talk about our fact. Today, I'm going to be dropping specifically a name that I'm not sure a lot of people are going to necessarily identify right away. We're going to be talking about the inimitable Alex Toth. Alex Toth is extremely prolific. He was incredibly influential, and his designs and his work continue to be popular and echoed through today, 2019, and he was working in comics in the 40s. So why have you not heard his name? Why do people not kick around Alex Toth's name like Jack Kirby's name? I think one of the big problems was Alex Toth never stuck with the series. He enjoyed challenges. He was always looking for a challenge. More work, how much could he pile on, how good could he do that pile of work, and what new stuff could he try. He did some highly lauded war comics for the actual US Army. He did some amazing, mind-blowing work for National Periodical Publications, DC Comics, back in the 40s. One of the reasons I knew Alex Toth vaguely and wanted to do a lot of research on him from a very young age is because he worked on the Alan Scott Green Lantern character. He worked on the Atom. He was one of the seminal, in my opinion, the design, his look for Hawkman. And he worked on, he did so many guys, it's just incredible. The problem was, for notoriety's sake, Alex Toth never stuck around on one series. As I said, he was always looking for a new challenge. He was always trying something different. And unfortunately, that meant that he never stuck around for a few years on a title, and everybody was like, oh, dude, yeah, I recognize this name. So I think people saw it, and they might have even been really impressed, but only a small amount of them had the knowledge or ability to even go out and look through enough stuff to find his name again in other titles and series and stuff. So Alex Toth kind of bounced around a lot. I know he worked overseas. I believe he lived overseas for a number of years. When he came back to the United States, he ended up working for primarily Dell Gold Key. While he was working for them, he got the job offer that, in my opinion, cemented his legendary status in contribution to the pop cultural zeitgeist. HannaBarbera gave him a job. Now, I think I need to point out, I don't like HannaBarbera animation. I think it's lazy, and I was never a fan of it as a child, and I'm still not impressed with it for the most part as an adult. However, some of HannaBarbera's designs, especially given the asinine limitations that HannaBarbera gave to their animators, were amazing. They are undeniably awesome. Several of those characters include Space Ghost, Birdman, and all of the Hercluids, man. I could go on and on and on and on and list a whole bunch of other. I mean, I could go Jack Kirby on you. Like, he designed stuff like Jack Kirby. That's how much Alex Toth worked. While he was doing the HannaBarbera animation, he was still working for Dell Gold Key. He was unstoppable. Every story I've ever heard from anybody who actually met him and hung out with him, which is basically only his kids, he was just a shut-in, man. He was dealing with mental illness, but they talked about, like, he was always just sitting behind that drawing board with his cigarette, man, busting out drawings day and night, working on stuff, designing stuff, working on stories, tightening down things, evolving, pushing himself. I think that can be seen in the fact that his work is what got picked up as one of the basic building blocks of Adult Swim. Space Ghost Coast to Coast, Sealab 2021, Harvey Birdman, all designs, all characters that are all Alex Toth. So you see the resonance of his work throughout the years. Even though he never stuck on a book, he wrote one of the most highly lauded Batman stories ever. I believe it's Detective Comics 440. I have read that issue, and I can say without a doubt, it is in my top 100 comic book stories ever. It is the storytelling, visual aspects of it, the meticulous eye for detail, because Alex Toth is known for simplicity. That is why he made it so well working for HannaBarbera. He wasn't working like a normal artist where they really have to take what they do and then just draw it back and draw it back and draw it back and refine it and refine it and refine it and take lines out and take lines out. Toth didn't have to do that. He was so precise, and he wasn't photorealistic, but especially for his time period, Toth's art is going to stand out heads and tails above 90% of the other people in the industry. He also, in the 70s, was a very heavy contributor to the Warne Magazine stable of books. There was Creepy, Eerie, all of that stuff. Tons of stuff in there. He was highly influential to the artists that came out of all of those magazines. Guys like Bernie Wrightson. And we know most about him because he was a prolific letter writer. He was like a shut-in, but he loved to correspond with people. I think Alex Toth was basically dealing with a lot of mental health issues and channeling that into obsessively working, trying to create something beautiful out of all this mess in his head that was becoming his life. Essentially, like throughout the years, Alex Toth has had a number of extremely close friends for periods of time, and people that he essentially mentored, like Paul Pope. Now, I'll try to put up one of the letters. I will try to find one of the letters and put it up. But there always hits a point where he sends a letter back to them. He'll have a red pen and he'll have circled stuff and marked stuff out, and he's annotating it and arguing and usually insulting people. And then there will come a time where he just sends a letter where he doesn't he never drops in that I'm aware of. I've never read one where he drops to name calling, but essentially it is a very polite F you, don't send me any more letters. I don't want to talk anymore. We're finished. You've learned what you can learn from me. I've learned what I can learn from you. Peace. It's really sad. I wish there were interviews where I could hear him talk or see him visually. His kids are very open. The Toth children, he has 2 daughters and 2 sons. They give a lot of interviews about Alex Toth. I'm extremely happy that they do it. People do not know Alex Toth's name like they should. His designs will echo throughout the ages, and they tell some great stories about him. And essentially all of them start with or end with him smoking his cigarette at his drawing board, and that is how we are going to end this video, because in 2003, after his last published work in 1996, the cover for Batman Black and White, number 4, I believe, they found, and I say they, I mean his son, found him dead of a massive heart attack. And I'll give you one guess where Alex Toth was. He was at his drawing board. It's very sad to me that I don't think he'll ever get the recognition that he deserves for a number of reasons. He didn't stick with the series for long enough. He was never egocentric enough to seek out the limelight. He was very much, I think, like Steve Ditko, of the mindset that his work would speak for itself. So I wanted to do this video to pay tribute to Alex Toth, to introduce you to Alex Toth maybe. And if you already know Alex Toth, hopefully you learned a little something about him. If not, tune in tomorrow. Totally different fact about something way less morbid. I promise. I was more interested in Alex Toth's life, but I found the fact that he was so prolific and so amazing, and he tried to channel this darkness into something beautiful and something constructive. It is. It's something that's impacted more lives than any of us will ever know, and that unfortunately than he'll ever know. Echoing throughout Adult Swim and all of this, there is a reason that his animation is the basis there. It's not just coincidence. There's a library of animation that they could have drawn from. And I wanted to make this video as a thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you didn't, tune in tomorrow. Totally different fact about something totally less morbid. You know, like I said, I just wanted this to be about his life. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. Get down there. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Hulk smash that subscribe button. If you do that, make sure you hit that little notification bell so you keep up with these doses of trivia that I'm dropping all the time. As always, really, truly, and honestly, I ask only two things, everybody. Hit your local shop and keep reading comics.